William J. Collins, Jr., Lieutenant, United States Naval Reserve. The other thing that I'd like to tell you the story of, and I hope I can remember his name, but the PT boat skipper who took MacArthur off of Corregidor in World War II, his last command was Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. He was the one who sawed the pipe in two to deprive Cuba of having the joy of cutting water on and off at Guantanamo, and that's when we went to desalinization to provide fresh water for the troops at Guantanamo. The USS Newport News, after overhaul, pulled into Guantanamo for refresher training, standard practice. We left Norfolk Naval Shipyard and steamed to Guantanamo for that training. And he was an admiral by then. I'm getting too old to remember names, but it was the PT boat skipper who took MacArthur off Corregidor. He was a legend in his own times, and I had the opportunity to meet him. The sad part about that was that, you know, I'm ensign, United States Navy. I'm quarterdeck watch at the bottom of the accommodation ladder, and here comes the admiral riding up, and the admiral had a terrible reputation. If for instance, you were at anchor, and a lot of the big ships, including us, could just barely get into the pier. And most of the time we just anchor out and take Liberty boats, Mike boats, into the beach. And the admiral's home was on a cliff overlooking the harbor. And if you took a Liberty boat into the beach and you rocked the admiral's sailboat mast, he would cancel Liberty. So that was our experience with him. And so we were all scared to death when he came, when the ship pulled into the pier for some ceremony or something. And we were only there for just a little while. But anyway, I was an officer of the watch at the bottom of the accommodation ladder, and here comes the admiral. And he gets out of the car and salutes me first. And I'm looking at the legend, and I can't do anything right. But it's just another part of my naval career that I touched the edges of things that were past history, that just made it alive. And so it's just things it was an enjoyable part of my life, it really was. And I think one of the things that I used to tell my children, and I remind them of it even today, Oliver Wendell Holmes was a Supreme Court justice, also fought in the Civil War. And at the end of his life, in 1919 or something like that, he was interviewed by somebody. I've read the article several times, but he was alleged to have said that in our youth, our hearts were touched with fire. We felt, we still feel and I lost the word, but we still feel the joy of living life to its top. Well, now, I wasn't in a civil war, and I wasn't in any kind of a war of that magnitude during my career, but I often thought about that particular quote because of the people that I came in touch with that I would never have met. I'm a farm boy from Virginia. Peanuts, hogs, and pine trees paid for my education. And so it's just a good career.